Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, everyone. Okay, so we're moving on, inshallah, from reading tips to actually explaining the Quran. Here's how I plan to go on with this project, inshallah. Well, we definitely have to start with Surah Al-Fatiha, because that's the most important one, obviously. But then after that, I'm thinking maybe go backwards from like Juz Amma instead of going forward into Surah Al-Baqarah. Because most of the surahs that everyone is familiar with, the short surahs that we actually say in Salah and stuff, are at the end of the Quran. So yeah, after Surah Al-Fatiha, then let's start from the back, inshallah. So in summary, here's the plan. First, Surah Al-Fatiha, inshallah. Then we skip to the back, basically Juz Amma. And after that, inshallah, we go surah by surah backwards all the way to Surah Al-Baqarah, inshallah. That's what I have so far. Allah SWT knows. I mean, things might change in the future. But this is how we're doing it until further notice, inshallah. Now, listen up, guys. While we go through the meaning of the Quran, inshallah, I want each of you to challenge yourselves with another project. One that will probably take more than a little while, but it'll be 200% worth it, inshallah. Something that if you do it, you'll be a VIP in the Akhirah, inshallah, and even the dunya. Something that will raise you thousands of levels in Jannah, inshallah, and get you thousands of extra hasanat. Something that if you do it, the Quran itself will speak up and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give you and your parents a crown of honor on Yawm al-Qiyamah, inshallah, as bright as the sun, and clothes of honor, and for him to be completely happy with you. The biggest wish we could ever have from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The biggest goal of our life. And the Quran itself will ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give that to you. Something that can get you a place right next to the honorable and obedient writing angels on Qiyamah, inshallah. And double reward if it's difficult for you. Something through which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow you to pull out 10 family members who deserve the punishment of the Akhirah into Jannah. Something that if you do with a good intention can change your life and will be the best thing that ever happened to you. You can become closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala than ever before. And that is to memorize the Quran. Don't freak out. I'm not saying you have to finish this year or anything. But start. And whatever happens, even if it's going really slowly, don't stop till you're done. Trust me when I say it's way worth it. I'm trying too, and although I'm not even close to done, whatever I've memorized so far has helped me become a different person, alhamdulillah. It's much more powerful when you take advice from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly than through someone else. Because naturally, we trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than humans. Humans will sometimes try to give you advice that'll benefit them somehow. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you advice that'll benefit you. So like if your sister told you, Muslims aren't supposed to call each other bad names. You'd be like, yeah, okay, I knew that. Plus, she's just trying to make me be nice to her. Which is, by the way, not a bad thing, but anyways, you wouldn't take her seriously. But if she mentioned that in Surah Al-Hujurat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala actually mentions, وَلَا تَلْمِزُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَلَا تَنَابَزُوا بِالْأَلْقَابِ. Don't keep trying to find faults and mistakes in each other. Don't look for the wrong in others and, try to point that out. And don't call each other bad nicknames. وَلَا تَنَابَزُوا بِالْأَلْقَابِ. Then you're like, whoa. So this is actually a command from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then you're more likely to actually do something about it. So when you have the Quran at the tip of your tongue, your advice to other Muslims will be taken seriously, and you can have a better chance at bringing them closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is awesome because every time they follow your advice, you get extra hasanat. But others for now. The most important thing is how can it bring you closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? You look around at this big world around us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made you smart enough to know that it couldn't have just come from nowhere. Life couldn't have magically appeared. The earth didn't put itself the perfect distance from the sun and tilt at the perfect angle so it's just the right temperature for us to, actually live without burning up or freezing. And where did all those human feelings come from? When I look at my little sister and brother laughing and playing and acting crazy, each with their own different personality and features and voices, I know that they and each of the other special humans, all different and unique, and all of the laughter and the crying and everything, it couldn't have come from a random combination of elements like the scientists say. And what about death? You see the same body before and after, made of the same elements or whatever, but how come the scientists can't give life to it again? Because that only comes from the one who created them, right? When you realize that it's not just a story that your parents told you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is actually real, and the Day of Judgment is coming and everything, then you're like, whoa. So what does that mean for me? What am I supposed to do now that I know this very important information? And the answer is in the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasn't left us alone to figure out everything on our own. He sent us a letter delivered through his messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who taught it to us, that tells us who he is and what he wants from us, and basically all we need to know, right? So what could be better than knowing the entire message by heart, so you can take the right path in life without having to rely on others to tell you what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, who might not know much or have selfish interest to tell you, right? So now you know the plan for how we're going to, inshallah, go forward with this Quran project. And inshallah, you have the intention to memorize it starting this Ramadan. Now that you made the niyyah, even if you die tomorrow, you'll still get the hasanat, inshallah, because you planned and intended to do it, right? Okay, that's it for today. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.